Hey, all right. So today we're going to inspect a house that we found in the mountains up in Nevada, and this is a small little. Let's call it a house, not a cave. All right. And so that was like a dead end, and I'm kind of moving around to see if I can watch it because I've got this camera or my phone in front of my computer screen. So we're going to get in this place. So how are we going to get in here? Now, sometimes you're lucky and you have a key. You know, home inspectors usually get in houses because the realtors let us in. Well, this one is a non-realtor inspection. And I like to go across the country and investigate different types of living establishments and habitats. And so this one here, apparently somebody was living in the ground. And it's all locked up, and we had to drive our car into this dirt road, and there were some gates, but we didn't see a whole lot of people. And so I got a couple videos here, and I did this a few years, about 5, 6 years ago. And you see that mountain right back in here? See, not little mountains, but those little hills, these things here, right there. Okay, we're going to get to there because we know there's definitely some type of holes that will enter into somebody's abandoned cave. These are all cans. Look at these cans. They're all rusted. They're probably Campbell's soup cans. You know, somebody's garbage dump. It's probably old. Those cans look like they may have been lead welded too. So we're gonna get closer to here. Let me skip to another video, and so in 2017 I did go up to Nevada to inspect abandoned houses and trailers and things like that, and we did find a lot of caves. And this one appears to be some type of, could have been Indians that live here, and so we did get close. I'm going to skip a few of the videos, and you can see that somebody might not want us in there. It's all locked up and boarded up, and it probably a rancher's property, you know. Now this is pretty cool. Now this is I'm going to guess, if I remember, this was an outhouse, a 2-seater. Okay, like why do you have a 2-seater outhouse? Well, you know, one might be for the kids, and one's for the adults. Now, I've been at construction projects where, matter of fact, when I used to run a testing laboratory in Cleveland, the Renaissance Tower down across from Playhouse Square, we're putting in this tower, a Renaissance Tower, and we ran into an old latrine. They shut the whole project down because they wanted to dig it out. So, hey, you ever see an old latrine like this? You know, and you're allowed to dig it out, you might as well go check it out, because you know, you'd be surprised that you find in a latrine like that. I mean, obviously the let me turn the sound down here. Oh, let me just turn the sound off. Off, no sound. Okay, there it is. And so, latrines will have artifacts. A lot of times, and I've been on latrine digs before. And usually you have archaeologists there, and they'll find like bottles. Old medicine bottles are real common. Old cans are common. Sometimes coins, you know. I don't know if a coin fell in there. You know, they're not going to go down and get it, you know. So who knows what you find in them. But so here we're doing, let's get inside this place, because I know I got into it. So I kind of walk around this whole place, trying to get in. That was the one we just went into. So I'll walk around this mountain, and I believe that I find an access panel, not a panel, but a hole to get in. So let's go right to that. Maybe it's this one here. And so, okay, there it is. All right. So here, in the last video segment, I think I got a picture of my buddy crawling out. So you'll see how small it is from the end. But so this is me trying to get in, and I have a Nikon camera. And by the way, I broke this camera. I've had a couple Nikons couple times I broke the stems right off from falling, like I was on wet stairs in an abandoned warehouse once. Another time I dropped it. So I've gone through a lot of Nikon cameras, a lot of lenses. I don't buy the best. But I'm also, this is a GoPro though you're looking at, not the Nikon. So the Nikon I use for photography, the GoPro is just in case I could catch something coming out at me. And I know that in here, I'm inside now. I crawled in. And you can see no electricity. Light does come in. So I'm sure that they intricately place the doors so they can get light most of the day. I'm not sure. I'm going to bet that this would be the south side. You know, south side because of the azimuth of the sun, east to west. That might be your best light alternative, but it might not be your best alternative for, let's go to another video, for wind-driven rain. So here you can see how they dug this out. And I didn't see any black staining. You would think that, oh, there's some black up there, but you would think that maybe they'd have a fire. It actually is, see, it is black. Look at that. So that there's a hole probably going up through the top of the mountain. Maybe they had, you know, a place where they cook. And they probably weren't very tall because some of these places you had to duck your head. So I'm going to guess these were Native Americans, maybe not tall ones. And you can see the smoke from their fires. So they cooked in here. They probably lived in here for a while. And I saw some scratching. I don't think those are like hieroglyphics or anything. So I'm kind of walking through, and I'm just showing you they probably used a chisel to dig. And some of the openings we had to crawl into, so maybe they had this, like it was a little city down here, and I'm just seeing part of it. It looks like, now that's typical lumber. Looks like real 2x4s, so hardwood, probably 60 years old. So maybe somebody decided that they had to brace it. Maybe there were some cracks. I didn't really get into it. We're kind of trespassing, so it's not like we're going to hang out here all day. You know what I mean? If somebody's seen our car go in, you know, they're a little slow out in the country, especially in Nevada. And so they saw our car go past the gate, and we parked it, and we're climbing over gates and stuff. They're making phone calls, right? So it might take them an hour to get there. So I know we have at least an hour and whatever. So here here's some doors. Kind of cool. I mean, I probably should just make a YouTube video on this with music, but that's how tall I'm only 5'11", and you can see that my head is barely. Not actually. I'm surprised I'm not even hitting the ceiling. So who knows? Maybe these are small people, like 5-foot people. I mean, you would think they'd make a larger, taller space for them. There was no debris in there. It looks like it was all cleaned out. There was bat guano dropping, so you know that's pretty much a great place for bats. You know, maybe not a roost. If there was a roost in there, I wouldn't be in there because I'd be walking on guano, like inches of it. And I've been in places where there were inches of guano and pigeon droppings, and it's just not healthy. But this didn't have it. I didn't see it, unless they didn't like it or they don't like this type of medium. And I kind of went through this place. I probably went through 20 or 30 rooms. It was pretty cool. You can see, look at these cracks. You can see some cracks up in the ceiling. Let me move this thing out of here. Get this out of here. Okay. And you can see here it's cracked, like this piece of boulder might come down. And that is me climbing out a window, and there was a hole in the ground, and that's me coming out. Okay. Now, it looks like it's a big space. It's not. And let me show you what the space looks like. Let's move on to here. That's still me trying to climb out. Kind of a big guy. So I'd have to say, from a structural point of view, I think it's sound and stable. Yeah, we have some erosion. No power, no water, no sewer, an outhouse. And usually when I do this kind of exploration, I usually bring somebody, and this is my buddy, and he went out with me for a couple of weeks, and we did a lot of the Nevada sites, and we did a lot of abandoned towns, which is kind of cool. So let's see here. Okay, there's the hole, and it's kind of cool. You can see he's like thinking about it. I don't know. Am I gonna do this? Should I do this? Well, shit, that fat ass Marko went in there. I could do this. All right, screw it. I'm going in. And so there he is, crawling in. Now I'll tell you what. You're probably gonna think that I made that hole, right? No, I didn't. I did not make that hole. I mean, I don't like bring tools, so I mean, if it's locked up and there's no smart way getting into a place, you don't break in, okay? Because that would be illegal, right? Just like when you find an abandoned mental institution on top of a mountain and there's a fence all the way around. You got to find a hole. Usually there's a hole in the fence somewhere because somebody probably broke in. And let's see here. He's inside right now. I think I'm walking around to see if I could talk to him through some of the windows. And this mountain had this thing all around it. It was pretty cool. That was in the back side. You can see it shaded. So, I may have been wrong. I'm going to bet this was in the afternoon. And see the sun behind me? So I was wrong. I'm sorry. But you can see how dark it is. It's shaded. So this definitely was the north exposure. And we'll just finish this video up. I've been to over 300 places like this, and I'm ready. I'm getting ready to go again this winter in 2022. I'm going to go. This time I'm going to go for 3 months, and I'll try to go live wherever I'm at. I don't edit my videos anymore because, you know what? It's not worth it. YouTube censors stuff, and you spend all this time editing, and then they censor it. So I'm not going to edit too much. So this is about the best quality you're going to get from me for a while. I'm going to skip on the music too. I do have music, but you know what? I'll just talk through these things, and I may not have my ugly face all the time in there. Hey, back to the home inspections and house questions. All you got to do is Google, call Marko with a question, K. It'll prompt you to a small PayPal fee, and I will solve your house problem. I've been doing this for 40 years, and I've done over 18,000 homes. I usually solve problems that the other contractors can't. So odors, noises, stains, failures, anomalies, things like that. Animals, pests, termites, wood-boring insects. Give me a call. Plus, below, I also have a link. I have some products that I sell. Check it out. I do have an Amazon store. I don't make a lot, but I don't really get paid to do any of this stuff. So if you buy something on my videos, I always have something in the section below, and it may be related to the video. It might be a flashlight or something, depending on what the video is about. So, hey, thanks for coming on. Please rate and subscribe.